you made it back. I'm so glad you came for this year's Christmas home tour. Come on in and let me show you around. Hey guys, it's Kristi. Welcome to my Christmas home tour. I've been getting everything ready and I'm really looking forward to showing you around today. Since last year was the first time I decorated for Christmas in 10 years, I'm using a lot of the same things from last year and mostly the same color scheme, but I did do some more shopping this year and I bought a lot of thrifted items that I'm excited to show you. Grab a hot drink and your favorite snack, sit back and relax, and let me show you around. On the front door, I'm using the same wreath as last year. I found it at Costco and it matches the garland that I use on my mantle and my staircase. I've simply added some fairy lights, and last year I also made this joy sign. It was a DIY that I made from a Walmart gift bag and some letters that I also found at Walmart. For me, the joy sign is a subtle reminder of what the Christmas season is all about. This year, I wanted to bring some more greenery and more gold into my Christmas decor. The first example of that is on the entry table. Many of the items on my entry table are thrifted. On the top shelf, I have a thrifted gold and silver bowl. The Pottery Barn candlesticks were also thrifted, and I've decorated them with my Loftek Lights and then some other thrifted items that I found this year and last year.
Gather friends and family, have a bite to eat and some Christmas sweets, chilling out and
the bottom shelf of the entry table is where I decided to bring in some more greenery, and I'm also using one of my favorite items from last year. These lighted balls were from Costco, and I said it in my video last year and I'm gonna say it again. These are even more beautiful in person than they are in the video.
treat the old and the young. I hear sleigh bells in the snow.
For the dining room, I had envisioned a classic Christmas tablescape that was in gold and white, and I feel like I was able to accomplish that, and believe it or not, most everything on the table was thrifted. All of the items were either thrifted or I had them previously. I did do a tablescape video for this, so I will link that in the description box below and in the cards above if you're interested.
Come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Come ye to Bethlehem.
When I decorate, I always want to create as much of a cohesive look as I can, and since my home is completely open, I want to make sure that I'm carrying similar colors throughout the house. So since I was bringing in more gold into the entryway and the dining room, I wanted to bring some more into my second dresser in the entryway. I decided to use the gold reindeer that I found at Hobby Lobby last year, set it on my Z Gallery tray. I used the white tinsel to give a light and snowy feel and bring some white into this area. Instead of using fairy lights, I decided to use some tea light candles that are on timers, so they come on for 6 hours every night. By hiding them underneath the tinsel, you can't really see that they're there, and they give a nice glow at night. The gold sleigh was a thrifted item from this year, and the crystal Mikasa candle holder was thrifted last year.
And the stars up above are smiling.
The garland on the mantle and the staircase is very similar to what I did last year. This year I needed it to be as easy as possible to put up and take down. So instead of using the white ribbon that I used last year, I decided to use these frosted picks that I found at Hobby Lobby. I'm using these throughout all of my Christmas decor this year because it helps tie everything together and it brings in more of the white. The other thing I did to embellish the garland was add some of the lighter greenery that I used last year, but instead of putting it throughout the top and the bottom and extending my garland the way that I did last year, this year I simply put it throughout the center of the garland along with the picks. The fireplace is pretty similar to what I did last year also. I'm using the same stockings. I did change out the ribbons. Instead of using the ones my mom made last year, These are some bigger ribbons that I found at Hobby Lobby. They were already done and I got them on sale for $5 a piece. So I thought they would add a nice statement to my vases. I brought a little red to the area with the poinsettias, and then I moved the reindeer close to the poinsettias. I just liked the way it looked, and it was a little bit of a change from how I had it last year. This year I invested in some white pillows. I decided to go with the white pillows because I just love white, but it's also gonna work for winter, so that way I'm not having to repurchase. So all of the pillows that I'm using for Christmas, I'm just gonna use right through the winter season. Here I had a couple of themes going on, and one of them was sleighs. So this year I did buy some more sleighs. You've already seen the gold thrifted sleigh that I bought. And on the media console, I've added this other sleigh from Hobby Lobby. I love that it's the horse-drawn sleigh in the silver and white. I thought it was the perfect addition to this area. The acrylic Christmas trees are also new, and they were from Hobby Lobby. The acrylic reindeer were from Hobby Lobby last year. The Christmas trees are actually snow globes that light up. They are absolutely beautiful during the day and especially at night.
In my hand, and the boys are lining up.
The vase on my side table was thrifted. It's got a diagonal slant to it, so it reminded me of a sleigh. And if you saw my thrifted Christmas video where I showed how I decorated my sofa table with thrifted items, you would notice that I had bought some crystal sleighs. I thought this was a perfect addition to match those, but one thing I like about this is it's not actually a sleigh, so I will be able to use this vase throughout the year and not just for Christmas. I just decorated it with some picks from Hobby Lobby and then the same frosted white flowers that I'm using throughout my decor. As much as I can for any season, I like to use items that I already had. This is the same bowl that I keep here throughout the year. I just took out the balls that I normally have and replaced it with some greenery and picks.
Everything I want. I'm not sure he even knows my name, but that we will remedy. Right here by the Christmas tree is where I hold my breath.
Whitney had to be away at work during the time I was going to be Christmas decorating this year, so I wasn't going to be able to put up my large Christmas tree outside of the windows the way that I did last year. It's too much for me to handle by myself. So instead of that, I decided to put these smaller trees that I found at Walmart in the windows. They fit perfectly in that space, and I love the idea that I was able to bring the light and the trees to that area. This is where I decided to bring some more gold into the living room area, and because it's a little bit removed from the rest of my living room, I decided not to bring any red into this and just use the gold and white. Video where I put together my sofa table using thrifted items. Again, the majority of the items on this table were thrifted either this year or last year. All of the white Christmas trees were thrifted last year. One of the pieces of greenery that you see was thrifted this year, and I was able to match it with another swag that I found at Hobby Lobby. And then, like I said earlier, the sleighs were thrifted. The present boxes on the bottom shelf were all thrifted last year. And then I was happy to be able to use some more of my mom's bows from last year. So all the bows that you see on everything on this bottom shelf were made by her last year. So it's always a nice reminder of my mom. And of course she was here for Thanksgiving and helped with some of my decorating for this year too.
Let's go outside, the snow is falling down and every child is having so much fun.
Because the kitchen is used so much, especially during this time of year, I don't like to over decorate it because I just want to be able to use the space, but I did want to bring some Christmas into the kitchen. So on my kitchen island, I'm using the white galvanized box that I bought at Hobby Lobby last year. It was galvanized and I painted it white and then I covered it with this mesh. And again, my mom made the bow for me. And to that, I just used these picks that I found at Hobby Lobby this year. And I'm using my lanterns that I already had. I had played with the lanterns of putting some things inside of them, but I decided I just like them plain. And one of the things I loved was how the handles also bring some gold into this area. Found some new kitchen towels this year that use the white and gold, and then also the red that I'm using throughout my decor. I layered the two towels together on my oven and on my dishwasher to bring some Christmas cheer and color to those areas. Some Christmas cheer and color to this corner in my kitchen. I decided to use these thrifted items that I found this year. Everything except the greenery was thrifted. The reindeer was originally bronze and I spray painted it white. And then I just added the silver ribbon that was also thrifted and the little red ornament that I already had from last year. The silver vase was thrifted and so was the velvet ribbon that I used to just add a little bit more red into this area. The candle and the crystal vase were also thrifted. It is a crystal vase that I've just turned upside down, and inside of it I used a little piece of the white ribbon that I've used throughout a lot of my other decor. It was some that I had left over from last year. I like the way the white draws your eyes into this area. When I started thinking about my Christmas decor, I knew that I wanted to do a green and white tablescape in the kitchen. I was fortunate to find both of these plates on the same day, so I paired them together and I knew they were gonna work perfectly for my tablescape. I already had the white placemats, and originally I was not gonna use a charger, but when I found the gold chargers that I'm using in my dining room, I put the green plates with them and it looked so good that I decided to go ahead and bring some gold into this area, but I wanted to keep it with those three colors and not bring any red or silver into this area. The large white pedestal bowl is one that I already keep in my kitchen year round. The smaller pedestal bowl that I've layered inside was thrifted. The greenery in the centerpiece is live greenery. One of the kids in the neighborhood came around selling different things for school and I was able to purchase this and it made the perfect centerpiece. I'm using a few pieces of the frosted picks in the centerpiece to again help be consistent and also to bring some white into the greenery. The flatware is from the same set that I thrifted for the dining room. Both of the glasses and the crystal candle holders were also thrifted this year.
And I want it all, from the lights to the mistletoe. Tell me.
I wanted to carry the Christmas trees into this area and I love the way they turned out. These are some more Christmas trees from Walmart that I spray painted the bases white. All of the greenery in this area besides the Christmas trees was thrifted.
We will be alright. These holiday wonders will open your mind. May all your wishes tonight come true. The love I lived, the dream I knew. This Christmas.
This year I decided to bring some red into the media room. I did want to keep the Christmas tree simple just like I did last year. So I'm using again some of the frosted picks that I'm using throughout the rest of my decor to tie that together, and then I just added in some simple red ornaments. The greenery on the media console was thrifted, and I just embellished it by adding a few picks and some ornaments. I also added some fairy lights that are on timers. Just like the tea light candles that I'm using throughout my decor, these fairy lights will come on for 6 hours each night. Most of what I'm using on the coffee table in here was thrifted. I decided to line it with a thrifted tablecloth. It's very similar to the tablecloth that I used on my dining room table as the table runner. Ball lights that I used in the tray are from Loftek. If you're interested in them, I do have a code where you can get 10% off. So I'll leave that linked in the description box below.
Take a walk outside and tickle the snowman's nose. Moving nimbly, did you hear something from the chimney? I will keep you warm as soon as you remove that snow. Oh, whatever we do, we will be.
I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. I'm wishing you and yours a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.